They say some villages are wrapped in the beauty of nature, but their silence hides dark secrets. Veilford was one such village, nestled near the river, surrounded by green fields, high hills, and old green trees. During the day, it looked like paradise. Women sat under the shades of tall trees, weaving baskets and singing old folk songs. The scent of fresh earth, wood smoke, and ripe fruits from nearby orchards filled the air. Everything felt like heaven here. The village had no noise, no rush, only peace. But as night fell, a strange fear spread through the air, like shadows waking from sleep. The morning sunlight would pour in like golden honey, touching every leaf and rooftop with a soft glow. Dewdrops sparkled like crystals on the wild flowers. Children's laughter echoed as they ran barefoot through the fields. But as the sun began to set, a strange stillness would crawl over the village. The sky would turn a bruised purple. The river, once lively and chatty, would go silent, as if holding its breath. And the silence, it wasn't peaceful, it was heavy, like something was waiting to happen. It all started on an ordinary night. A young boy named John, just 7 years old, slept beside his mother. Everything was calm, the doors were locked, and the windows shut. But when the mother woke up in the middle of the night, she found John's bed empty. She panicked, searched the house, called neighbors, but John had vanished without a sound. No footsteps, no signs of struggle. It was like he had vanished into the thin air. She ran outside the house to search for her child, but couldn't find him anywhere. She started to scream to the limit of her throat, calling her child's name and calling villagers for help. Soon the villagers came, but no one could explain how it happened. Every house in the village locked its doors at night. Fathers stay awake with sticks in hand. Mothers held their children tight, but still one child disappeared every night, always between 3 and 3:30. A few nights later, another child disappeared, then another. Within a month, 5 children were gone. When the 5th child disappeared, whispers of a vengeful ghost spread like wildfire. Men and women from every house gathered at dawn, armed with torches, axes, sticks. Before the sun rose fully, a group of villagers marched into the deep forest, a place where few dared to go beyond a certain point. The search effort, once filled with courage and unity, now turned into hopelessness. Many believed the forest was cursed. Others were convinced they were not dealing with a man, but something beyond human understanding. It was clear the villagers had done all they could do, and still they failed. That's when an old woman spoke up. "This is no ordinary crime. This is curse, the curse of the grieving mother. Years ago, her child drowned near the river while playing with other children. No one helped her. She went mad in grief and cursed us all. Just as I lost my child, all of you will too." Then she disappeared into the forest. Some say she died. Others say her soul still roams among us. It is her ghost avenging her child. Silence filled the air. The old woman stood up talking to some unseen. She then screamed and ran into the deep forest. Nobody saw her after. The villagers were stunned. Some cried, some prayed. Fear settled over Veilford like a dark cloud. Every shadow felt haunted. Every child's laugh now carried a question. How long before they too vanished? The villagers decided to launch a watchguard group who would guard the streets of the village at night. But surprisingly, the mysterious vanishing of children did not stop. Every night, a new house, a new child went missing. Now the villagers were convinced that it is something beyond human. They are dealing with a ghost. The strange case eventually reached the provincial police, and that's when Inspector Richard was assigned to investigate. He was calm, educated, and experienced, known for solving cases no one else could. He didn't believe in ghosts, but he respected the fear of the people. Upon reaching Veilford, he listened to the parents, visited every crime scene, noted timings, patterns, and clues. He realized that the missing children were all from the riverside neighborhood, and they vanished almost at the exact same time, every night between 3 to 3:30. Inspector Richard decided to hide near an old well for several nights, watching silently. The village slept. The trees whispered in the wind. For 3 nights, nothing happened. But on the 4th night, just after 3, a mysterious figure appeared. A tall, mysterious shadow in the dark red dress, with a cloth over his face. He was silently carrying something and heading out of the village through a secret path toward the forest. Inspector Richard quietly followed him step by step through dense trees and broken trails until they reached an abandoned mud house deep inside the forest. Faint light flickered inside. Inspector Richard peeked through the window. The light was dim. Inspector Richard couldn't see much. But what he saw inside was nothing less than a nightmare. His eyes widened with fear and suspense. What did he saw? The respected and wealthy villager, a man everyone in the village trusted, known for his charity and religiousness. But now he was on the phone, speaking in a low voice. "Yes, the boy is ready. You will get him tomorrow. The price is the same as before." Inspector Richard didn't wait. He kicked the door open and pointed his weapon. "Hands up, Leo, or should I call you by your real title, kidnapper?" The man froze in shock. Inspector Richard gathered the villagers and proved them that it was no ghost but a villager who wore red dress and took advantage of their fear. Under interrogation, Leo confessed everything. He would quietly abduct children, held them at abandoned houses, and sell them through his contacts. He had been doing it for months, using fear and superstition to cover his tracks. And because of his public image, no one ever suspected him. Thanks to Inspector Richard, the truth came out. With the information that Leo provided, the gang leader and other gang members were also arrested, putting this evil act to its final end. Veilford finally breathed in peace. Children laughed again. Parents smiled. Life returned. As Inspector Richard prepared to leave the village, some called him a hero. Others said he was an angel sent by God. But Richard just smiled and said, "Every shadow has a source. Don't trust it blindly. Sometimes it's not a ghost, it's a man hiding in darkness." This story teaches that fear is dangerous, but blind trust is deadlier. Evil wears many masks, and sometimes it looks like a saint.